on Culture Kitchen this evening, we have the one and only Dorcas Naishorua. She's the current Miss Climate Kenya. Yes, 2023 and 2025. From the Maasai heartland to the global stage, she's raising her voice to climate justice, or rather for climate justice and community resilience. Karibu sana, Dorcas.
Asante sana, Kevin.
What you can do is just move. Perfect. Kumbe, you understand. All right, so we'll just hold on real quick. Because now it's like I can't hear you very clearly. Yeah, there you go. Hold on. Perfect. So, how was your day?
Good. My day has been awesome. I would say the best day this month.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
You look amazing.
Thank you very much.
And I know you also came with your friend.
Yes, I came with my friend. I always say she's my star.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, Miss June, who's Miss Kenya Forest Service. So.
Oh, look at that. You're always just working with the Mrs. G what, Miss everything. You know, those are your that's your crew.
Of course, if you want to be a star, you have to work with stars.
I love that. Karibu sana, June.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
I like that. So, real quick, Dorcas. Maybe, okay, obviously I give guys your titles in any, but we can get down to the details. Let me know exactly what inspires you to do what you do. And I also mentioned the global stage. You can tell Kenyans some of the places that you've been globally when it comes to advocating for climate change. Twende kazi.
Yeah. So which one do I start with?
Everywhere, anywhere.
Well, first, what inspires me to keep doing what I'm doing, what I would say is where I have come from. Being a girl who has been raised, I would say my upbringing has not been very easy. So growing up in such conditions has really taught me the value of appreciating what I have.
That's right.
And I've always wanted to make sure that through my story or through my life, let other girls from my village know that every single thing in life is possible.
Right.
So that is my inspiration, people, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And in terms of climate action, how far I have gone, I would like first to say that I took my first flight even before I graduated.
Where? Good job.
Which at some point I saw like it will never happen for me. It's something I never even dreamt for. And so Mokaya normally says, Mimi nimeenda Budai. So my first flight was in Dubai. I went to Dubai for COP28, and then from there I've never stopped. I've been to Russia,
right?
But I came back home safe.
Yeah,
I've been to Saudi Arabia, but I'm back home safe.
You got jokes. You went to Russia and came back home safe. You better.
And I recently went to the UK for the Commonwealth 4th Biennial Conference, and. June, where else have we been to?
You mentioned Riyadh.
Oh, yes, Saudi Arabia. Yeah. So far, that is where I have been. But East Africa also have been to a couple of countries. But
Like which ones?
I've been to Uganda. I have been to Ethiopia.
Nice.
By road.
Yeah.
I have been to Tanzania also.
Good one.
Yeah.
You're also a TED fellow.
Oh, yeah, I'm a TED fellow.
Yeah.
I think I'll talk about that sometime later.
Yeah.
But I'm a TED fellow. I had a conversation last year on lessons learned from people already adapting to the climate crisis.
Right.
Yeah.
So you mentioned how you grew up in Kajiado, an area that is deeply connected to their land and their history.
Yeah.
You know, so when it comes to your Maasai heritage, how exactly has it shaped how you view nature and this conversation of climate action?
Okay. So, Kevin, in terms of my heritage, where I have come from, my culture, I see nature not as just trees and rivers flowing, but I see a whole system that people depend on. Yeah. So growing up as a Maasai girl, I have seen how much people really depend on rivers. You know, sinking boreholes was not the thing for us 20, 30 years ago. So we depended on rivers in provision of water. Cleaning our clothes was rivers, and we survived, protecting our trees or having trees with us. It's more of just having shade. It's a source of herbal medicine. It's also a source of shade. It's also a source of food for our livestock. And it's also, I would say it's more of a very connected place in terms of our religion, our culture, because some trees are associated with different aspects, beliefs in the Maasai community. So nature is not just nature to me, it is more.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can tell your passion.
Yeah.
So as somebody who grew up in Kajiado,
Yeah.
Kajiado, sorry. How do you balance your work as a global climate advocate and, of course, your cultural expectations as a woman?
Yeah. One, Kevin, I'll be honest with you. It is not easy. Balancing is not easy. And first, my journey began 5 years ago when I founded an organization called Isilan, community-based organization. And I just founded it when I was turning 19 years old. And living in a Maasai culture, then it means that at that age, I am still under my parents. I'm still a very young person who cannot or is not expected to speak up in any place or any audience.
I can imagine.
So one, it has not been easy. I have struggled. I have cried. I have laughed.
You've been through it all.
I have been through everything. Yeah? But just having that support system. My parents are very supportive in this case.
Yeah.
They have always believed in me since day one. So when I started my journey as a model, that was in 2019, and I won Miss Kiambu Polytechnic. So there I became Miss Kiambu Institute. It was an institute, not a polytechnic by then. So even rising to be a model, most of the people in the community, of course, a model is someone who walks naked. A model is someone who showcases outfits and does not care about how they present themselves.
And they're very spoiled.
And they're very spoiled.
Very entitled.
Yes. And very indisciplined.
Oh my goodness.
So that was the mentality that was there when I was joining, or when I went out and tried modeling for the first time. Well, I was very shy. I was very scared. Just came from the village. Sorry to say that I was still a very mushamba girl. And I was very tiny. And I think that is where my journey really started. And that is what inspired me to be who I am today.
Yeah.
So starting that journey at that point, imagine starting a career at that foot, difficult, where the community does not appreciate you at that level.
Yeah.
So growing up from 19, 20 years, 21, it was difficult. But having a community that really appreciates and values and understands the kind of power that I have with me has been my pillar. So having to balance my cultural expectations with my work is me going back to the same people who supported me from day one.
That's right.
And believing that and knowing that, I wouldn't be here without these guys. So
Right.
besides all this other stuff that I'm doing, I must go back to them.
Yeah.
So me balancing my work with, cultural expectation and the global climate advocate role, I would say has been more of just knowing where I have come from, and what kind of impact that I would like to create in my community.
Yeah, and I like that. I like how, you're very well conversant of where you've come from. And I'm curious, what are some of the climate challenges that your community faces, the area in itself, and what are you doing exactly? People like you, youth and women doing, to at least help sort out some of those challenges.
Yeah. Okay, so we always say information is power. And we have been leading conversations on conserving our environment. That has been the key. So having them to understand that there is climate change. What is climate change, Making them understand that these are some of the things that we have been doing, and we have not been, really realizing that it's really affecting our environment. So stepping on that foot, actually making them realize this is it.
Right.
And then now from there, we're taking action from there. We have done songs with women in Kajiado County. Songs on environmental protection, songs on education, songs on ending FGM, which has been a big problem to us and the Maasai community, or many indigenous communities here in Kenya. So writing songs, letting them write. We don't write. I don't write songs.
Oh.
They write the songs.
Oh, interesting.
We go on studio and they sing.
They sing?
Yes.
You don't want to sing them?
No, I sing with them, but I like it.
Okay,
I like it when they do it.
Okay,
so
perfect.
we've done 5 songs with women who have undergone FGM and early marriage. So looking down, you realize that there is a connection between all these cultural malpractices with climate.
Right.
So them speaking about it has been something that we've been doing. So apart from that, we also established a tree nursery last year, and we managed to produce 100,000 tree seedlings. This is a community project by community people. So having them on the forefront has been one thing that has been key to making sure that we address these challenges. They know how it feels to be on drought, by the way. 2022, deadly, I would say, deadly drought struck.
It was difficult.
Yes, it was difficult. And many of them lost their livestock. And myself, I was also affected. I joined university, but at some point I had to drop off because of school fees. Well, we depend on livestock. But when drought comes, you decide, are you going to stay home or you're going to get married?
You know, it got me thinking, while you're speaking, I'm thinking of a lady who's been out there. You're very proactive when it comes to matters, your community, you know, climate action, advocacy. You've been on the global stage.
Yeah.
And yet I get the feeling that you're very rooted and grounded. Yeah? How do you stay so grounded? You know, you're very humble. Yet you're out here. What's the plan? You know, what's the program? How do you stay so, you know, so calm? You seem so sharp, like you have direction, you know where you're going.
Hey, Kevin. I don't know. I would say I always believe that I wouldn't be here if it weren't people around me. And growing up, I have been raised in a community that appreciates people, a community that loves your neighbor, a community that supports your neighbor, a community that is never proud in any way. So being surrounded with such kind of people, then I also learned so many kind of traits from them. And also, growing up in this field, there is pressure.
I'll talk about it.
When you just feel like, you know, I'm a miss. Yeah, I need nails of this size. I need lashes. Yeah.
You need to maintain the look.
I must maintain the look. But my parents, hey, are you coming over the weekend? Yes.
Yeah.
It's 6 p.m. You have to go milk. I don't care.
You do milk?
I do milk.
Nah.
I do milk.
That's impressive.
I do milk. So I would say just allowing yourself to be the person that God allowed you to be.
That's right.
Yeah, not being too high in the world skies and all that, but just being very humble, because I believe that when you're humble, God lifts you up. People love you. God lift you up.
Having friends like June.
Oh.
You know, I'm sure they also, you know, they keep you in check.
Yeah, they keep you in check. When they say, they're like, yo, miss, what kind of nails are those?
So let's switch some gears a little bit.
Yeah.
Climate justice. What does it really mean in the context of your community, the pastoralist community, and obviously for Kenyans in this day and age? What does it really mean? Because, you know, it's interesting. I was reading an article just the other day on one of the dailies, and they're talking about this new thing called climate anxiety and climate migration, where people literally have to even migrate all the way from far-flung areas that are affected by extreme weather conditions, you know, due to survival. You know, they have to move and go to other cities.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about climate justice, what does it really mean for rural and pastoral communities like yours, for example?
Well, climate justice, I would say it is more, you know, when you say justice, ni kama haki. Yeah. But I'm just, I'm normally grounded by one thing. I always say, the pastoral community does not do harm to the environment. That is one thing. And looking at climate justice is more of, you guys are the ones destroying the climate or environment, not us. But at the end of the day, when there is a severe drought or flood, then it is us as the pastoral community who move long distances, who get attacked by wild animals on the route and routing, let's say, from Amboseli to Narok. We are the same people who get affected. So climate justice, I would say, really means a lot for the pastoral community. And sometimes I feel like it is not really served well, because we have conversations that are normally held in tables like this, round table, oval tables, mention them. But at the end of the day, they're just conversations. When they leave this door, nothing happens. No one follows up. Yeah. And it is even more saddening to see that now we have organizations and NGOs who are commercializing, helping such conversations or communities in getting this justice. You know, someone will be like, no, we are coming here for justice for the Maasai people. And then they come and do 3 interviews. The next thing you see this person in another country, in COPs. You know, we have COPs. I have been in COP. And I would say it feels like there's not much really justice on the Maasai community. And I believe that climate justice is not something that eti now Maasai kuja sema now we want justice for us, for our cows. No. It's more of, it's a right for us, because that is our way of life. When you mess on our environment or our climate as a pastoral community, that you are messing up on with my bank account. How would you feel if someone comes and messes up with your bank account or your job here?
I'd feel horrible. But you mentioned you guys. Who's you guys? Who are you referring to?
You guys, basically, it's people on those round tables. Yeah, people who are like...
So the multinationals.
Yeah.
All these massive organizations, the governments.
It's crazy. It is sad.
Yes.
It is bad. So I was having today a conversation with presidents in Africa. Law Association presidents in Africa. We have a summit going on at Daystar University.
Great.
And I met Faith Odhiambo, who's the LSK president, and she mentioned that getting justice is not very easy. And I believe it's not very easy.
Right.
Why? Because no one likes the truth.
Right.
Yeah. And it's important to have such conversation, not just talking, but making sure that when we are having these talks on climate justice, we let's have a Maasai who comes and speak. Let's try listen to them.
The people who are actually on the ground, raising their families, living the day-to-day lives. Let's talk about how they've been victimized. I like that.
Exactly.
And rightfully so, because this is a very difficult conversation to have.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, so what does this mean for the future? Are you hopeful? Are you hopeful that justice will ever be served?
Yes, I'm hopeful. You know why? The Gen Z are rising.
You just have to. Why? When you say Gen Z, what are we talking about? What are they going to do?
Oh my God. I just feel like we have so much power, to be very honest with you. Because this generation is honestly fearless. And that is the key.
It's true.
Yeah. So the other day, on Sundays, we normally have karaoke sessions with my family.
That's right.
And basically, we sing in Maasai. So here we were I have a sibling who's a bit older. It's a millennial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Gen Z, then Alpha, right?
Of course.
So she's a millennial, and then there's my mom, of course.
Yeah.
So then I have my niece who she's an Alpha.
Yeah.
So now we were just playing some music there, and then we wanted to start a song.
Yeah.
And then she was there dancing,
Right,
and then my mom was like, "Sasa mnaleta maneno ya Gen Z hapa." And I felt, oh wow, this is being felt even in the community.
That's right,
These mamas are feeling it.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel more of, oh man, there's good things coming up.
Yeah.
And there's huge transformation that's gonna happen, not in terms of just Gen Zs, but so many things are gonna change.
No, but like
so
even for that, for the way you brought in the Gen Z angle, I think you make a lot of sense, because I've seen in different quarters, online especially, where people say, Gen Zs are very, very particular about the environment, and just human rights.
Yeah.
They're very passionate about those types of conversations. So the hope of this country lies upon Gen Zs and how proactive they are.
Yes.
And, and how they're really out there. They're very engaging when it comes to these types of conversations.
Yeah.
Now, apart from Gen Z, there are other Kenyans of goodwill.
Of course.
Who are very, very, very concerned.
Yeah.
And they're saying, Dorcas, how can we be part of this thing? How can we help when it comes to climate justice?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
It's a whole revolution, Kevin. And we must start somewhere. So I also like it how Kenyans have also seen that there is sense in what we are saying. So having these young people leading the change, it equally motivates the other Kenyans to come on board. And having this transformation move from Gen Zs, let's talk about the Alphas, let's talk about the other Kenyans now working. I mean, this is the same way that we are going to make the world a better place. I believe that, this communal kind of approach towards climate or environmental protection is the way to go.
Yeah.
We have individuals who have their personal tree nurseries. My friend June here knows much about that. We have people who are nurturing their tree nurseries at home, There are families that have already adopted. Everyone who once you get an achievement or once you do something nice or you just feel good about a particular day, your birthday, we plant a tree. These are things that it's not just about us as young people, but it is something that is sinking to people slow by slow.
That's right.
So I see transformation, Kevin. And I see that the world will be a better place.
And with people like you, we're very, very happy because you're adding value every other day. Let's take a short break. And it's not just Gen Z, it's Gen Zote.
It's
Gen Zote. We're coming back in a bit, guys. That is the one, the only Dorcas Naishorua. She's the current Miss Climate Kenya 2023 and also 2025. It's all about voices from the frontline. A Maasai woman's fight for climate justice. So also, she's got a friend, June, in the building. Hi, June.
Hi, Kevin.
Awesome. June, by day, is she's from the west side, the best side, the lake side. I like that. Yes. And you're saying you're the current Miss
Kenya Forest Service.
Good job. We'll talk about that by day very, very soon. But once again, Dorcas, karibu sana.
Asante sana, Kevin.
Now, let's keep it moving. We're talking about many people seeing climate change as a future issue, not something that's going on right now.
Yeah.
We even saw while the president was in New York attending UNGA, Donald Trump, the president of the United States, he sounded very pessimistic about this whole climate change conversation, saying it's a hoax.
Yeah.
But as you've said, there's a lot of effects of extreme weather patterns.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I want you to paint a picture for Kenyans. Because, we could easily have a good time over here talking all these mastoros on the radio.
Yeah.
But while we are speaking, there are people in remote areas in our country, for example, even where you're from, who are going through hell,
Yeah.
Due to extreme weather patterns.
Yeah.
How does that look like on a day-to-day basis for them?
Okay.
What does survival look like?
Wow. I feel like narrating how a whole day would look like. So, just turning on to survival mode looks like waking up in the morning, very early in the morning. We are talking about 4 a.m. To wake up and move from one area to another very early, to make sure that you secure a spot that you saw yesterday there was grass for you to feed your livestock.
Damn.
So then you can get there by 6 a.m. before other livestock come. So you get there, there's so many risks that come with it.
That's right.
When there is like one area and we have different cows and teams of cows from different homes coming in,
right.
then it means there's a higher risk of getting diseases and infections spread from one cattle to another. So you might find that when someone's herd of cattle has a problem, it affects the rest.
I can imagine.
Remember, you're moving from one area to another because you're looking for pasture, and because it's dry, you cannot afford. So when your livestock get infected or sick, what do? Do you have money to treat them?
Of course not.
You do not have. What happens? They die, So even if they don't die, others survive. There is a possibility of these infections coming down to the same people who are depending on this livestock through meat and milk.
I'm sure.
That is a small example. Their health is already affected in this case. Looking at another angle, there are higher risks of women and girls moving long distances in search of pasture, in search of food, in search of water. People have different agendas out here, Kevin. You might find that kweli umeenda kutafuta maji. Then you find someone here alikuwa tu shughuli zake. And we get women who are getting raped, humiliated, beaten as they look for water. That is a challenge.
Right.
So imagine someone walking for over 30 kilometers to get a jerrycan of water. How does life look like in that case? And these are the same people who have nothing to do with climate, destruction. But they are directly facing these challenges in the case. So looking at also in an extreme area, Kevin, that I'd like to, this is really delicate and very deep and very personal to me, because I have been working with women and girls who have undergone FGM. And as I said earlier, climate change is a big accelerator of such cases and instances. So you find that let's say I'll give an example of me and let's say June. Okay, so June is born in a family that they are very rich. They have property, they have grass, they have acres and acres of land, they have livestock, and they have plenty of grass for survival and water. But then there is me, who we just have a few cattle for survival, just to make sure that we survive. We have food. You can at least go to school. You can go to a public institution. They can pay for your fee, and you're good to go. So what happens when I do not have any grass with me? I will go to June's father. Yeah, I'll tell him, you know what? Just give me a section. I want to, have my cows feed there for some time. So how do I pay them? Do I have money? I don't have money, Kevin. So the closest thing that I can use to pay up is to give out my girl for marriage.
You sell her off.
Yes, you sell her off.
It's not even sell. You're trading her.
You're trading. You're not selling, because what kind of value is that?
Exactly.
Yes. So you're trading them, and you give them out for marriage. I had a conversation with a girl some time back from Narok, and it really saddened my heart. Because honestly, I felt like it was just like talking. And it's very sad that at times when I have these conversations online, you find that a Maasai leader or someone calls you and like, hey, why do you keep on lying about this conversation? I am not lying. I heard from someone who had already gone through it.
The people who actually think you lie.
People think I lie.
That's so sad.
Why would I lie, for heaven's sake? And it's very bad that in as much as she was talking to me about it, she couldn't really... There's nothing she could do about it, because I'm there. I have kids already. My life is moving on. And I mean, it happened, but just talk about it so that no one else goes through it. So you're given out for marriage, and culturally, there are areas that still uphold culture so much. And I'm not saying culture is bad. I love my culture. I love my tradition, and I uphold it so much. But there are some practices that are not just right, because what value does it add to a girl to get?
Yeah, but do they get? I mean, this is such a deep-seated issue, because obviously people are taking advantage of vulnerable citizens.
Yes.
How does the county government come in? Do they have enough resources to deal with these types of issues? Do they partner with people like you, to navigate communities and have conversations with men and just community leaders, for example? Is enough being done, to at least give the people hope, to restore safety, just to have a sense of calm, especially when we're dealing with young girls?
The county government is supportive. In all the counties that I have been to, all Maasai community counties that I have been, you're talking about Narok, Kajiado, Samburu, I have been to those counties having these conversations. And I would say much of my projects I have been doing in Kajiado County through Isiland Community-Based Organization. I've been working in Narok County with DJ Queen Foundation, and also I've been working in Samburu counties with Reto Foundation. So, I would first like to say that the county government is very supportive in terms of even allowing you to access those areas, in terms of connecting you to such communities, having conversations with them, joining us in such conversations. They have been very supportive. But Kevin, enough is never enough.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, because this is a whole work that needs support in terms of finances, So it is more of, in as much as we'd really like to move to different extents and we'd like to reach to different parts of the counties, but we do not have enough support to get to those areas.
More can be done. Yeah.
We have organizations coming in, but and we also have policies that protect girls from this, FGM is banned constitutionally, and there's a whole system that protects us, but it's not everywhere that this information goes to. There are still communities that do FGM or practice FGM at 2 a.m. when everyone is asleep, when someone is having their third dream. In the morning, everything is done.
To their third dream.
And then in the morning, we just go there and milk like nothing happened. So what do you do? And you're confined in the same area. You can't run anywhere.
Climate anxiety.
Yeah.
It's so all these things have a trickle-down effect due to, the climate.
Yeah.
So, how do people cope? How do you even stay emotionally sane? Young girls going to school, parents, you've got daughters only, you're wondering, oh my God, are they going to stay safe?
Yeah.
What's being done to just, help guys, have a sense of sanity, knowing very well that anyone can take advantage of people around, right?
Dealing with climate anxiety is just knowing that it is happening and it has happened, and it's not a matter of me only. Like si eti mimi nimekata ile mti ndio maana upepo inapitia hapa sana. It is something that you have seen it coming slow by slow.
Yeah.
So in as much as we have all this pressure coming in, but dealing with climate anxiety is more of accepting. You must accept that.
You have to, this is a new reality.
Yeah, we like it or not, it's happening and it's here with us. So it's like more of a coping mechanism. Yeah. So by coping with this, by knowing how to deal, if I was using 50 liters of water per day, and now I'm using 10. If I was using 50 plates, not 50 is too much. Let's say 10 plates in a day. I start using one. When I have my ugali, I finish, then I give my husband, he uses. My children use it. So dealing with it in such a way that you're like, okay, it is here with us, there's nothing much we can do. But just realizing and knowing that if we do not do anything, then this is going to hit us back badly. So also dealing on climate anxiety is more of a polite reminder that you guys, there are people who are coming to support this community. Embrace them. Because if you like it or not, climate change is here with us, and you must work with them. Otherwise, this climate anxiety is going to be bad.
You mentioned Gen Zs earlier. And one thing Gen Zs are big on is storytelling. Because obviously due to this gadget. So storytelling is a big thing. The arts are a big thing when it comes to this generation of Kenyans. You know, culture. You know, we're very proud of our cultures, and I like that about younger Kenyans. What role do you think arts, culture, and of course storytelling plays when it comes to spreading the word about climate crisis? And is it working? Are Kenyans taking this conversation with a sense of urgency?
Oh, yeah. The other thing is that gadgets are really bringing life to the meaning of life. In as much as there's so many things to decide on how to use your gadget, I believe that having technology with us and innovation has been one powerful tool that we have gotten. Storytelling, I believe, is a huge plus towards addressing the issue of climate change, because this is the best way that I would use to have a conversation with an elderly person in the village who doesn't really know much about climate, where we will have a conversation with them, where they'll tell me like, unajua kitambo kulikuwa na mwezi wa mvua, kulikuwa na mwezi wa jua, kulikuwa na mwezi wa kiangazi, you know, they know it, so they tell me about it. And for me now, we are relating because they have been on earth, of course, for a longer time. They tell me, now you see, squeeze hata ijanyesha mpaka December, they are able to storytell to us. So basically that is like telling you, me, I don't have the energy, but nisha kuambia venye tulikuwa tunaishi kitambo. So take the next steps from here. Like I've already like given you info, like nimeku brief.
I've given you the foundation.
Yes, foundation. So you know, take it from here. Right. So also in working on climate advocacy, when you're talking about adaptation, it is more of, we already know what works. We already know how life or what worked in the past. And you already know how far we are going. When you talk about art, we have music. And I said we have songs, right?
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Do you guys have a section where we can just come here and sing? I bring the women in this organization. We come and sing.
I will look at that stage, the way it's so big.
Wow.
Will they fit over there? They should. If they can't, we'll go to KTN.
Absolutely.
This Standard is a massive creative space. You know.
But I'm just looking at that is art, you know? Where women just sit down and have these conversations, and they're like, this is how it was. People love songs. People love music, you know? If I ask you how many songs you've listened to today, you tell me a number,
countless,
you know? And it's part of us, you know? Using music as a powerful tool to advocate for some of the practices or some of the things that we see would be better for us and for the world as a whole. So I know we had mentioned about the role of men, like is are men coming in? We have men who are leading the change. We have organizations like Men and FGM. I don't know if you heard of them.
No, I haven't.
But they are leading change. You know, Fantastic. This is not a conversation like we are talking about climate change and women and girls. We're not leaving behind the men, because at the end of the day, when the cows are running sick and they're dying or they're being carried away by floods.
Right.
Me as a woman, I don't feel it. But the man of the house feels it because he knows how much he has to tire, how much he has to go looking for pasture in order to get the pasture and support their family. So such stories, bringing such stories and having conversations with men on the table, they give us insights.
It's true. And a
Yes.
sense of hope.
And a sense of hope.
Yeah, because let's face it, when it comes to, people who've been victimized due to the effects of climate change, I hate to say this, but men mostly are the perpetrators. It is what it is. Moving forward, as Miss Climate Kenya, obviously, you've become a symbol of leadership and hope
Yeah.
within your community, and not just in Kajiado, but also Kenya at large.
Yeah.
How has this sense of responsibility changed who you are? What have you learned about yourself? Because I can sense you have so much passion when it comes to, conversations about climate advocacy.
Yeah.
What have you learned about yourself now that you have, this massive responsibility?
Well, I have learned that I am the best. That is one.
Yeah.
In as much as I have my own strengths and weaknesses, I have learned over time that I am the best version of myself that I could ever had in
love
this
it.
life.
Nice.
And I have also learned that no one is so special.
Right.
We were all created by God.
Yeah.
God had a purpose why He placed us
Yeah.
in different parts of the world, and just seeing progress, and just seeing that things work out. If I give it a try, it will work out. If I give a step, it will work out. If
Yeah.
I dare dream,
Yeah.
it works. So just believing that Evans are the best.
Yeah.
It has been the greatest lesson that I have learned.
I love
and that
it.
every single thing is possible.
Yeah.
If I tell you that in my first few months of being Miss Climate, let me tell you, I had never dreamt of meeting the president in person.
And we'll talk about that. Go you.
Oh my goodness.
When did you meet him?
I was in Kaptagat. The other
Nice,
time
yeah.
I had been sent with Miss Jude. We've been working with her for a long time.
I can tell.
With we had been sent over for work with Kenya Forest Service, and I must say they have been really supportive in environmental protection and adaptation, also and mitigation. So they honestly gave me a platform to go behind the desk. You see where the president just comes and looks
Yeah.
at brochures and then passes.
Yeah.
And then he just passed.
Yeah.
That commotion and all that.
Yeah.
He passed. And then I felt like, oh my God, you're tanginisalimia.
Yeah.
Mbona usinisalimia, manze?
Exactly, yeah.
So I don't know. For some reason, he came back and he said hi. And I
He was like,
I was
wait,
like, what
breaks.
did I see?
Akarudi. Who's that
Akarudi.
beauty over there?
Who will be that?
Who be that?
Who will be that? And that just happened.
Nice.
And at that point, I realized, like, wait, no one in my village, in my age, has met the president. Well, it might not seem like something very big, but to me, those are things that I never dreamt of,
Yo, that's
They're
a big
things like,
thing.
manzeni kitu yenye nilikuwa naona mimi ni msichana wa kijiji, mimi ni shamba fulani,
Yes,
yani mimi hata
yes.
nikipatana na mse kama tu MCA. Yeah, but
Hey,
but
Dorcas.
God has just graced me in miraculous ways.
Exactly. Yeah,
just
yeah,
meeting
yeah.
everyone. My leaders from my area are very supporting. My county, my governor, the best people in the
You
world.
see yourself getting into, higher positions of leadership, maybe siasa?
Yeah, sijui.
Yeah?
Sijui. Mseme kwa comment
they think
section.
in 2027, they want Gen Zs there, and I can tell you're a Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Eh?
I'm looking at it.
You're still weighing your options, eh?
No, it's not an option. It's a matter of. No, I'll have to go back to the community. They have to tell me if I have led them.
You sound like a politician already. I have to, I have to inquire.
The council of elders must tell me
Let me
if I
ask
should.
you, this is really inspiring because I'm sure there are girls listening to you right now,
Yeah.
young Kenyans, and they're saying, you know what? They're telling their parents maybe, they're talking to their friends and they're saying, I want to be like Dorcas one day.
Yeah.
She's doing an amazing job. She's on the ground. She's adding value.
Yeah.
Talking about real Kenyan problems, not just Kenyan, global issues.
Yeah.
What is your message to young Kenyans, the young girl listening to you right now? What would you tell them?
Hey, inawezekana. It is possible. Yeah. So early this year, I was really thinking of. I went through my social media accounts and I was just looking at how did we get here?
How
How did I get here? Because at some point I felt like I am tired. I felt like I'm depressed. I felt like I can't do it anymore. I felt like I'm pushing too much, but so much, not too much. So much, but I still don't have a job. I felt like I just felt like I needed more,
Yeah.
And then I took some time, instead of looking at so much that I do not have, I started giving thanks to what I already have. So going through my social media really reminded me a lot. And just something came to me and I said, from today henceforth, through my platforms, let every single girl, not just Maasai or indigenous girls, let every girl in this world know that it is possible. Rising up from a girl who went, by the way, carried firewood in primary.
Oh, nice.
And water.
Yeah.
Nice, Kevin. Did
Come
you carry?
on. There's a lot of lessons you can learn from carrying firewood. Our parents carried firewood as well. You don't like the fact that you carried firewood?
No,
you walked long distances.
I walked long distances.
Okay, maybe you can say
through
that.
zebras and wild beasts in the morning.
Come on, but you see now it's made you a leader. It's toughened you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mimi nimenyoa nywele, nimekuja kuguza nywele yangu high school
You have
from
a sense
3.
of humor. Let me ask you something, Dorcas. Honestly, all jokes aside, have you got any projects you're working on? Any initiatives? How can we work with you? How can we partner with you? How can we support you? How can we share your story even more and more? What's going on?
All right. So, Kevin, yes, we have so many projects going on. One, I would say at a community level because I have an organization. So we have monthly projects with my organization where we work closely with women and girls, not leaving the youth behind because, Gen Zote.
Yeah.
So we're working together. Yes.
Yeah.
So here we have monthly projects where our main pillars are education, environmental protection, ending FGM, ending early marriage, and talent.
Nice.
Yes. So with these 5 pillars, we closely work with individuals from different parts of the county, government of Kajiado, of course, because that is where we are in the region at the moment. Because we are like, let us first find a farm foundation. Let us see, what we are doing. Wacha tuone matokeo kwanza before we move as a foundation and things like that. So now we are working with those projects. Every month we have a project. Institution, we visit schools. We visit gazetted forests where we do tree growing, of course, not planting, Kevin. Tree growing.
I get you.
Tree growing, making sure that they survive.
Yeah.
And people can come in. We also have education on IT. People should understand, more on technology, IT, and
also training programs.
Training programs, we have them.
Nice.
And those are some of the avenues that people can come through. People can come in. People can loop in. We also have cleanup activities in towns, major towns. We have sensitization programs in institutions. We also visit churches. And this week, we'll be having an activity, one for Mazingira Day at in Kitengela town. And on Saturday, we'll also be having an activity at Baraka Worship Ministry. That's a church where we'll be growing 200 tree seedlings in a church.
Good one.
So it's not like we are focusing much in schools and institutions, no, but we are also focusing on churches, government institutions.
Amazing. So what's your contact information?
You can write to me through email.
Put it out there.
Email at missclimatekenya.1 because I'm the first one, emeritus missclimate @gmail.com. You can also reach out to me through Instagram at missclimatekenya, Twitter at missclimatekenya, Facebook at missclimatekenya. Where did I live?
TikTok?
Oh, of course. Miss Climate Kenya.
Yeah, I like
TikTok,
that.
Miss Climate Kenya.
I want to wrap up like this before I let you go.
Yeah.
If you had a conversation with Mother Earth right now, what do you think it would tell you about our situation as humans, this whole climate crisis that we're going through?
Okay. I think Mother Earth will say that there's hope. Yeah. Because, of course, it doesn't want to discourage us not to keep going. But the damage has been done. It has been made. But I think it will really whisper that there is hope. Keep doing what you're doing. Let people keep doing what they're doing. Encourage others to do what you're doing.
Nice.
Yeah. So there is hope.
Yeah, good stuff. I like that. There's hope.
Yeah.
June has been very, very relaxed over here. June is Miss Kenya Forestry. I know we're going to have a conversation about the forest cover in the country. We've had issues. Kenyans have been ranting about Karura. They would want to hear what you have to say about this. So I'm going to invite you in a few days to come right here on that hot seat. But thank you so much for also coming through, June.
Welcome, Kevin.
Asante sana.
Yeah.
It's been real. All right, guys. That has been the one, the only Miss Climate Kenya 2023 and 2025. Is it to 2025 or to end 2025?
And 2025.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one.
It might be convincing to go to 2027 as
Exactly.
I move to a political. If my elders agree.
You've done a good job. Lazima ufike 2027. Dorcas Naishorua. Right. Like I said, Miss Climate Kenya 2023-2025. And it's been about the voices from the frontline, a Maasai woman's fight for climate justice. Asante sana, Dorcas.
Thank you very much, Kevin, for
All
having
right.
me.